I'm in this damn fantasy draft right now. These motherfuckers literally 8 hours between the picks.
8 hours. Oh no, get me out of there.
They like, yeah, we got it. We're gonna give everybody a chance to draft, and I'm like, come on, man.
No, get me out of there.
I be getting alert 4 in the morning. You're on deck, man.
Get me out of there.
Get up out of there. What is
Man.
good though? What's good, folks? What was it June 30th, 2022? Another episode of Man to Man Pod. It is what, Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday. I'm on half of the pod. Darius Butler got my co-host back with me. He made it back. AB, what's good?
What's good, man? I'm back. Don't have me down. Don't have me down for a couple of days, man. But feeling better, man. Happy to be back with the fam.
Be like that, man. We miss you on Monday. We have fun. Obviously, you know, it's that time of year where, you know, we talking about any and everything. Got some stuff to talk about though. Obviously, NBA free agency, kind of the biggest news going around the NBA. Different teams, different markets. A potential free agent signing for the Pistons, for Tone's Pistons, might be messed up. But NBA free agency, we got some NFL news. Anything else we got outside of sports? You know, we always got some different shit to talk about. F1 this weekend is race weekend in Silverstone.
Man, you know, we got the Wimbledon too. We can't. You know,
I'm
we
watching
got the
that right now, actually.
Yeah, Wimbledon on. I think outside of sports, it's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of crazy stuff going on outside of sports.
Supreme Court made some more news today.
For sure. So, man, it's kind of them times now, man. You just gotta buckle up your seatbelt, man, and just hold on, man, because shit be coming at you all different ways, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I had a friend DM me yesterday. I forgot what I maybe like shared a graphic or something about the recession or something going on in crypto or something. She was just like, man, I feel like I'm sitting on the Titanic right now. I said, I think we might all be.
Ain't that bad.
Hey, a lot of motherfuckers got away. A lot of people got on the lifeboat and got away from the Titanic, and then you had some, you know, the band was playing as the motherfucker went down too. So you might be all on that Titanic.
I don't know. I ain't gonna. That's rough, though. I mean, I get it. I get the you know, the comparison, but that's tough though.
Yeah, it can't be that bad, but it's ugly, like you said. But we'll get into it, man. Obviously, y'all input, questions, comments, concerns, anything y'all got in the chat, we're gonna get into that as well. See y'all on the other side. Yo, we back. What you want to jump into, man? What you want to smile about?
Nah, I'm just thinking about the Titanic situation. I'm like,
think about that shit, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, you know, like you said, folks did get off, but I'm like, we not sinking like that, are we?
Bruv. Man, you look to your left, you look to, you know, you be in church, but like, look to your neighbor to your left, your neighbor to your right. It's stuff going on everywhere, man.
But I mean, I feel as though I think we've always kind of been in that mode though. Like, you know what I mean? No disrespect. I think we live in one of the most, you know, beautiful places in the world. But I always feel like we always were going through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whether you were tapped into it or you weren't. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, something like the Supreme, like with the abortions, like that's taking us backwards. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. You know
Roe
what I
v.
mean?
Wade.
Like that's taking us back. But I always feel like, you know what I'm saying, we were always dealing with stuff. And I just think now it's just again with everything. And I actually this is the part that I do like that, you know, people are being blatant with it now. Like, you know what I mean? So we don't have to really try to read behind
between the lines and shit.
Read between the lines and look the smoke and mirrors and all that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you feel how you feel, like put it out there in Front Street so I know what I'm walking into. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I think before, I think we always kind of knew it was some shit that was going on or some things that people were trying to do or the people, certain type of people at the top that really didn't want everybody to elevate and become equal. So I think we always knew it.
Yep.
We always knew it, but now they just throwing, like, you know, at the zoo, at the gorillas, they take their shit and just throw it at, you know what I'm saying? And now they just throwing that shit on the screen and that shit's sticking, you know what I'm saying? So I always, you know, felt like that. And I, you know, I mean, I just, it's ugly, man. It's like you said, it is ugly. And you gotta.
People always been ugly, you know. And like you said, I would much rather. We had this conversation months ago when we were talking about, you know, free speech and like how I would much rather, you know, see you as you are, as you really are, not pump faking and bullshitting. But you know, you looking around, obviously, with what's going on in Russia, and there's conflicts, there's wars, there's, like you said, that's always going on. It's just whether it's been televised or talked about or not on our, you know, mainstream news when we turn it on.
And what they decide to talk about, you know what I'm saying?
And how they talk about it.
And how they talk about it, exactly. So that's another thing. Is like, you know, for us as a people, if we don't do our own research. I mean, I just read history right now. Like basically, the history we was taught in school was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you don't go back and you don't go do your own due diligence, your own history, and you be left behind. And like now,
right now,
you know what I mean? So again, if we don't go in and dive and really figure out what's going on around the world ourselves, man, like we'll be lost. We'll be lost.
Yeah. And everybody got a platform. Everybody got outlet. So it's harder, I would say, these days to find the truth. But you know, we on the Titanic, so metaphorically speaking. So we got to figure it out. Obviously, you look around and everybody's been impacted with the pandemic and COVID and what's taking place after, even with the markets. You know, whether you're interested in the stock market or not, it impacts, you know, every American. What's going on with the oil prices? What's going on with supply chain still? I don't know about the grocery stores where you at, but you go around the grocery stores, should look different than it looked 2 years, much different. And everybody's, you know, feeling a different squeeze, different places. So, hey, man, and I see it getting a little worse before it gets better on the grand scheme of things. So do with that information what you will, but definitely take care of yours. Be safe out here. Don't get caught up in the bullshit. But moving on, man. Moving on. Let's get into some of these sports, man. We talk some. I guess we'll talk some football before we get to this NBA free agency talk. Man-to-man alum, Indiana's own. Now you can say the Washington Commanders own, you know, signed to a nice deal. I believe it was a 3-year, $71 million deal. Nice. $28 million signing bonus. Held out, you know, obviously made some noise, and the Washington Commanders will retain what I feel like is their best player. I was hoping, I had my fingers crossed that we would get him Indy, but he's staying home, he's staying put, he's staying in that locker room. I'm happy for him. Happy for the Commanders as well. What you thought about this side of the signing?
No, small move, man. They would have been a damn fool if they would have let T Mac out of the building. To your point, 28 million signing bonus, man. Well deserved. Put that work in on the field. Obviously, you know what type of player, what type of person he is. Even in that building, being named the captain, second year, and that doesn't happen a lot outside of the quarterback position. So again, man, looking for some great things out of T-Mac this year. Obviously, got the has a new quarterback, new man throwing the ball, Carson Wentz. So very excited to see what he'll be able to do this year, man. But definitely great move. Commanders, they needed this, obviously, with all the stuff that they got going on in that building anyway, with their owner, Dan Snyder, and things of that nature. So great move by the Commanders. Great move.
Great move. I'm right there with you. And I don't know why I keep forgetting this kid's name. The kid they drafted out of Penn State, receiver.
Receiver, yeah.
But this is somebody throw his name in the chat. But this is good for him as well. Obviously, it's great for Terry Mack, great for Carson Wentz in that offense. But even the younger guys that you're bringing in there to develop, you spoke on Terry Mack being voted a captain in his second year, which is rare, especially at that wide receiver position. Now you got people in that position group, in that meeting room, following this guy's lead on a day-to-day basis now, from practice to meetings to walkthroughs. So it should be big for them. We talked about Johan. Somebody said Johan Davis. Is that it? Johan Davis. But we talked about the outlook for the Commanders in our NFC East preview the last time we spoke on it. Does this change anything now that we know this is situated going into training camp? There will be no holdout. So now we got their over-under set at 8.5 according to FanDuel Sportsbook.
8.5.
I forgot what you picked. Did you say over or under for them?
I was just thinking that. Can the Commanders win 9 games?
I'm gonna say under still.
That's just good. I think it's going. For one, got to see what the quarterback play is going. How that's going to be. That's going to be very, very.
We know who Carson is at this point, man. But I will say this is probably his most talented group of pass catchers that he's had in a while since that Super Bowl year. Because I remember his last couple of years in Philly, there was a lot of guys in and out with injuries, a lot of young guys that were playing. Jeffrey was missing time. And last year we didn't have great weapons at the wide receiver, tight end position. And now you got Terry Mack. Is it Johan Dotson?
Dotson, I think people saying it's Dotson. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Dotson out of Penn State, the young first round rook. Logan Thomas, the tight end, he's still there, right?
Yeah, I think so. Not like him.
You got weapons, man. So you got
definitely
some
have weapons.
But
I think the defense, man. I think the defense is going to be crucial to the success of this team. I think last year they took a step back. I think coming into last year, you could have said that they probably would have had top 5 front sevens in the league.
Yeah.
I don't think they played up to their potential last year. So I think along with Wentz and how Wentz plays, I think that defense will be critical into how this Commander team will fare off next year. So I think those are 2 things. If you ask me, say, hey, 2 things you need looking for, or you'll have your eye on when you talk about the Commanders. It'll be the quarterback play, and the defensive play, to see how successful that team is.
Yeah.
So, hey, can the Commanders win 9 games? I might be with you, man. I'm gonna go under.
You go under? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not in a tough division. You know what I mean? You always start there when you're looking at, your season outlook or your win totals. You got the Giants twice a year, obviously Cowboys twice a year, and then the Eagles twice a year. I think the Eagles got significantly better this offseason. Cowboys, I wouldn't necessarily say they got better this offseason from my standpoint, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I say under though. I'm gonna say 8. I'm gonna sit them right at 8. I see an 8-9 season for the Washington Commanders. Could be wrong, man. Could be wrong. Uh-oh. My guy rebooting, got that spectrum. Wait till he jump back in here. But yeah, that's gonna be interesting. But happy for my guy Terry Mack, Scary Terry. Which I saw something yesterday. Terry McLaurin didn't catch his first pass at Old State until his third year, I believe. And obviously that was a stacked roster. But better late than never. He continued to develop, continue to work, and he's one of those receivers that has the rare combination of great speed, top end speed, also very very good route running ability, and then at the moment of truth, when that ball is there, when it's time for him to go up and make a tough grab against tight coverage, which is something you have to do week in and week out in the NFL. Guys are going to be all over you. Windows are going to be tight. And he's shown, time and time again that he can make those plays in a big moment. So shout out to Terry. Great move by the Washington Commanders to lock him up 3 years. And even better for him, he should be able to cash out again before he hits that 30 mark in the league. So very, very happy for Terry McLaurin and the Washington Commanders. Before I guess YAB's getting back situated. Once again, we got the British Grand Prix going to be ran this Sunday. Damn, it's going to be July 3rd already. That's crazy. British Grand Prix, which is going to be ran at Silverstone. I believe Lewis Hamilton won the last race here. He's from out there. This is his home race. This is also Lando Norris's home race, driving with McLaren. Also, George Russell's home race, who is Lewis Hamilton's teammate. And Lewis Hamilton, dealing with I'm sure he's dealt with things, racially motivated or negative throughout his entire career. But he dealt with some comments that was made. I think he was called the N-word by a former F1 champion. Don't know his name off the top of my head. Don't care to know his name, but it was actually said, I believe, last year on a podcast or something like that, and it came to light earlier this week. So a lot of the people in F1, the F1 put out a statement, supporting Lewis. A lot of the big drivers put out their statements as well. I'm sure with media opening up to the drivers, a bunch of them were peppered with questions around it. Also, but it's something unfortunate that Lewis has had to deal with. And a lot of us have had to deal with, and Lewis has handled it, from my POV at least, gracefully throughout his career. And he got on the podium. I believe he finished third in the last Grand Prix that was ran. So I'm excited about this race. I'll be tapped in. This will be my first time watching this Grand Prix live. So if there's anybody in here in the chat, any special turns or any special things that Silverstone has to offer that I should be tapped into, let me know. School your boy up. And okay, yeah. So the guy's name is Nelson Piquet, I think, or Piquet, not sure. Once again, don't care. But his daughter is actually dating another one of the drivers, but I don't want to. That relationship doesn't really matter at this point. But I'm looking forward to a great race. Hopefully Ferrari can figure their shit out. They've had reliability issues, obviously. With Charles, he was off to a great start for this season. Was the favorite after the first few races, especially with Max Verstappen and the Red Bulls. Reliability issues early on in the season. Charles had jumped out to a big lead in the Drivers' Championship. But he said they've had issues with, pit stops one race. He lost his turbocharger. He had to take a grid penalty. Last Grand Prix, he had to start at the back of the grid and work his way up to the top 5, top 6. So it's been crazy. But hopefully they can figure it out and give us a good race this weekend. Yo.
Man, what's good?
Spectrum got you. Okay, you back crispy.
Yeah, Spectrum tripping.
Yes, sir. But should be a good one this weekend. Like I said, Ferrari getting back in the mix. Mercedes picking it up a little bit, and obviously Red Bull has continued to be dominant. So we'll see if anybody else can get back in there. Yeah, that's pretty much it right there, Ball. Nelson Bigot. But that's what people like AB said earlier. This is just people, showing their true colors, who they are. Just part of it. What else you got, man? What'd you say?
So I missed that one. What y'all got going in the F1, man? What y'all doing, man?
No, it was just an old head Nelson something, former F1 champ. It was actually a podcast he was on, I want to say last year. And I didn't even go back to listen to the whole quote, and its context didn't really matter, but he referred to Lewis Hamilton, the one of the GOATs, called him the N-word. And then that came out. And the guy, like I said, he's relevant because he's a former champion, and his daughter, dates the current champion right now. So obviously a lot of people, teams, the F1 came out and put out a statement. I think he's been either banned or something from the paddock. But like you said earlier, this is just people, showing their true colors. And F1 and a lot of these things have history of having racial undertones or being racist and things like that. That's just, like I said, that's just the truth of it. It has everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? We talked about it, PGA and the Augusta Masters, and
everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. So,
and I think Nakiba said something about it earlier in the chat, but that's why it's so important to continue to get more diversity, not only on the field or on the grid, but
everywhere.
As you go up in companies and businesses, it needs more diversity, get more opinions and more, more fairness to everyone.
No doubt.
Yeah. But what else we got, man?
You talk. I know I got out of there, but with the Cleveland Browns, right? Baker, had his camp, and doing his I guess the interview. They asked him about potentially him coming back, or him playing for the Browns. Obviously, he's still on the team, and he said, I think for that to happen, there will have to be some reaching out. Mayfield told reporters, but we're ready to move on, I think, on both sides. And I said it here before. It was like, I think it was always a little potential for this to happen.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen with Deshaun, 6-8 year suspension, whatever the case may be, but we know it's going to be some type of suspension there. And with them having Baker still on the roster, obviously they have Jacoby Brissett as well, but I think we all would agree that Baker Mayfield would be the better option over Jacoby Brissett if you had to pick. And I always thought that, I thought that Cleveland was playing it right now by dragging feet on trying to find a deal that will get Baker out of there just for this reason right here. If Deshaun Watson, if it happens where he does get suspended for a year, I think anybody in Baker's shoes would be like, nah, yeah, I'll play. Like, obviously, if you reach out, you apologize, you say the right things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with it. Yeah, I come out, I can rock, I can play, go in the locker room, say what up to the guys, and hey, look, let's go get it done. It's business here. Like, I ain't gotta like it.
Facts.
But look, let's go out here and let's get it done.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't be tripping in that locker room. You want to have the best shot to win games. Everybody trying to win. That's everybody's goals in those locker rooms. It's business and things get personal, and everybody got their own shit to deal with when it comes to the business. But it's people talk about the locker room or workplace being awkward or whatnot. Man, nobody tripping on that. First time Baker coming in and call that huddle up for the offense. Hey, let's go out here and woo. Hey, let's go get it done. And yeah, it is what it is. The Browns did a good job bringing in a guy like Jacoby Brissett, who does have experience, who can go out there and win you ball games, especially when surrounded by the talent that he is right now. We talk about the backfield all the time with Chubb and Hunt, this O-line that they've invested in. You went out and got weapons. Amari Cooper, adding him to the stable. You locked up your tight end. So the Browns have done all the right things. You gave Deshaun Watson a bunch of money. I'm just of the mind that I just feel like it's something that they know that maybe everybody else doesn't know, or it's something that the NFL knows that everybody else isn't privy to. That's just my mind, because I just can't see a
What?
scenario.
Such as what? Like we already know the amount of games that we gonna give Deshaun, or
Yeah, I think and I honestly don't think the NFL found enough when they went looking to say, okay, this is warrants a year or an indefinite suspension. I feel like all of this stuff that's coming out in the media is like, propaganda essentially to make it look like they're trying to be harder or more stern on something that it's really going to end up being 6 to 8 games, because it's really at this point it's us looking at Deshaun and saying, or the public perception looking at Deshaun and say, we don't like that, like that's weird or that's bad, because when you really look at everything that's coming out, and he went through the criminal process, that got thrown out. I just can't see a situation where it's 6, 7, 8 teams sat down, went to Deshaun's house, however the process went, offered him contracts, did these different things without knowing what was coming down the road. So that's my take on it. And then with Baker, I think by the time the season comes, I don't think Baker is there either. I think Baker gonna be shipped off. I know you think he's gonna end up reconciling, they're gonna work it out. He's gonna play. I think Deshaun, at the end of it, he's gonna have 6 to 8 games. And Baker's going to be starting for the Seattle Seahawks or the Carolina Panthers, with the Browns picking up some of that money.
we're gonna see. There you have it. You got D-Bus take.
You think Baker taking snap week 1, number 6, taking snaps for the Browns?
Yeah, I think week 1, I think he definitely be on the roster with the Browns. I could be wrong there. On the Deshaun Watson, I agree with everything that you said as far as criminally, they haven't found enough information. I'm with you. But again, we've seen, I would guess, in my time, we have seen, and these are all accusations as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we've seen, I would say, even in some in my eyes, less of people that's been convicted of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
being found guilty of things, or
yeah. So again, man, the Deshaun Watson, it's tricky to me. I know. I feel like the NFL has a lot of pressure on them with the outside world and the eyes looking, see, okay, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Having the 4 cases still out there, the 4 women, that's going to take this to trial, and I think that kind of plays a whole different. It's a different beast with that. You know what I mean? So if you would have been able to agree with all of the women and have in that civil suit, and it would have been, zero cases on the board, but having those 4 still out there, I think that plays a big part in the situation as well, in the equation. So again, I think Baker is going to be with the Browns, man.
You still think Baker's going to be there?
Yeah.
And obviously, whenever you talk about this situation, it's always important to reiterate it's serious allegations. And I want the just due and the justice to be served against whoever it is, whether that's Deshaun or other people. If he's out here being a predator and having predatory, like, I want him to be punished the right way. And if he's not, maybe we talked about this earlier, maybe he just a freak out, he just got some other shit going on, freak out little boy, and dealing with other adults who were consenting to it, so I just want to be clear with it is serious allegations, and if it is found that he was doing wrong, it punish his ass. But if not, I think the people on the other side of that should be punished as well. But
yeah,
we shall see. We shall see. But Baker, you say Baker gonna be a Brown. I say Baker starts elsewhere in the league when it all comes down to it.
Like now,
I don't know if you saw this story yesterday. I saw this pop up. Shifting to baseball real quick. You know, we don't stay on baseball long, but Los Angeles Dodgers Freddie Freeman, first baseman, I believe. First baseman, right, Tom? Okay, yeah, first baseman fires his agent. So according to the report, I believe Doug Gottlieb put it out that Freddie Freeman had an offer on the table from the Atlanta Braves, who he spent most of his career with. Had a final offer from the Atlanta Braves that the agent didn't share with Freddie Freeman. The agent allegedly also thought that Freddie Freeman would agree to this contract that was from the Braves, and then Freeman ended up signing with the Dodgers, and he got this information on his last visit to Atlanta. Like, some people probably got in his ear, was like, "Hey, you know, we offered you XYZ." Word, I didn't know that. Boom, went back and fired his agent. I believe his agent's last name is Close. But that's some. I don't think I ever heard that one.
Yeah, like obviously the agent has some type of dealings with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was with the Dodgers or whatever. Hey, like we need to get him here or whatever the case may be. But again, that's bad practice by the agent. 1,000%. As we all know, the agents works for the players, not half of the time, not 75% of the time, but 100% of the time. So not disclosing that information to your employer is mind blowing.
Yeah, it's obviously malpractice. And the agent has come out since the Doug Gottlieb report and said he's, looking at every legal option going forward. The report is untrue. He's, going to look at maybe possibly, put some legal action towards Gottlieb for putting it out there. But I'm sure, obviously, as we know in the player circles, this news gets around fast. Obviously, this made front page baseball news. So, but that's wild though.
Yeah,
That's wild. And Freddie, this is a place that was near and dear to his heart. Obviously, somewhere he wanted to be. He wanted to be a Brave for life. And now, this is wild.
yeah. And then, like you say, for the agent, like, you know what I mean? You going through all of this, and you trying to, file action, whatever case you want to have, you want to do that. But if it does come out that it is true, like, it's gonna be tough for you to go out there and recruit and try to sign guys.
Hell yeah, it's got to have some truth to it. If he went through and fired him, you ain't just hearing that from a ball boy or a bat boy and then say, "Oh shit, where? Oh, I'm not." Nah, you probably got that information, made a call, probably made another one. Like, yeah, that's true. This was out there. This was happening. This is what happened with your agent, and this is how it went down. But that's beyond wild. Somebody said when he was on Pat McAfee show, it sounded like he didn't want to leave Atlanta. He was saying his family still lives close, blah, blah. Yeah, there should be some repercussions for the agent. I'm sure there already has been, but I wonder if he'll be reprimanded by the MLBPA at all. But yeah, that's messed up though.
I don't got the credentials, so I'm no more. But somebody just asked a question as far as like, how does that whole process work as far as hiring an agent and firing an agent? You see it in there?
Yep.
Yeah. Was it SJ Mason? How does firing of agents work? Like, do you just tell them you no longer need them, or do you have to go through legal paperwork, etc.? Obviously, I mean, the hiring process is like any hiring process. You meet with different agents and really the ones that you feel the most comfortable with. And obviously, I speak for myself, the one that I felt most comfortable with, to be able to do my dealings, but then also off the field. And it was big for me. Off the field, could we relate? I just don't want somebody just to come when that contract time is near. They do my deal, then I don't talk to them for another 3 to 4 years. Like, I really want to have a relationship with my agent. So that's kind of how it went for me. And then fortunate enough, I was able to have my agent throughout the tenure of my career. But if you do fire your agent, I think it is a process that you have to go through with that. You do have to notify your agent, and I think you do have to file proper paperwork to make that official.
Yeah, so I went through that process as a player, and same reasons, hired my agents for the same reason. The first agent out of college, and there was already a relationship. He had already represented my cousin, who was playing in the NFL. But I actually throughout the process, funny you said that about agents who do your deal and then disappear. I actually had a big agent who going through my process. He kind of sat down. He was an older guy. He was like, "Look, I'm gonna get you the best deals." Basically put out his deals that was at the top of the market. Some guys had to hold out, some guys didn't. He was like, "I'm gonna get you the best deal possible. I'm gonna do this in the third, but I'm not the guy that just gonna call at 11 o'clock at night. I'm gonna get right back to you. I'm gonna do it." And he was straight up from the jump, I respected that. I appreciated that. He had been around the business for a long, long time. He had represented the guy who Coach Prime, who was training me coming out of the draft, and definitely appreciated it. Obviously, that didn't work for me, but I appreciated him just being forthright. But I had my agent for the first 8 years of my career. And then, we just weren't on the same page. So going into my ninth and what ended up being my last year, I hired a new agent. Like you said, you do have to file paperwork. I sat down with him, had lunch with him, I believe, and just told him why I felt like I wanted to, because it was somebody I had a professional relationship with for 8 years. And at that point, it was a personal relationship as well. He knew my family knew him. He had did certain things for my family had did certain things for him. So I set him down. We just had that man-to-man conversation as to why I was moving on. And obviously, he didn't want that to be the case. He tried his best to reconciliate, but I ended up having to move on. But you file that paperwork, and the agent does get paid from whatever deal they execute. So even if you go do a deal right now, a 3-year deal, until that money's paid that they negotiated, that's when he gets off the books, regardless if you go hire a new agent or not. So there's a process. And that'd be interesting though. So since this agent did negotiate this deal for Freddie, and now if Freddie can prove that there was some type of malpractice or something that went in, I wonder if he could go at and say, like, nah, I don't even know what the percentage is on MLB contracts, but that'd be interesting.
Gotta be.
Yeah, if he can go back and say, or would an MLBPA say, nah, agent negotiated that, you're still gonna have to pay him the rest of that $5 million you owe him.
Yeah. And I was about to say it only makes sense, but shit, it's a lot of things out there right now only makes sense, but going the other way. So
I remember that Elmis Dumerville situation with the fax. The fax not being sent over, something not working properly. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Cost the Dumerville a lot of bread.
A lot of bread.
He was slept on too. Dumerville was one of them. He may not have been a household name, but he was a dog.
Boom was a dog.
All right, what else we got, man? Let's get into this basketball. NBA free agency kicks off tonight, I believe, at 6 p.m. James Harden has declined the player option, saying that he wants to give the Sixers more flexibility for the roster. I think he still intends on signing with the Sixers. Saw he's been recruiting PJ Tucker from us down here in Miami. Smart move by James Harden to decline the $47 million player option this year.
I ain't gonna say it's a good move. I would say that. I said that's a good move by James Harden. Obviously anybody else would be like, "Oh, now I'm gonna opt in, give me all that bread." But I think you sit back, you analyze the landscape of, potentially how I played last year, where I'm heading into my career. Obviously he loves the city, playing with probably one of the best in the league, Joel Embiid. So to be able to man up and be like, you know what, I could take this 47, but I'm not so the team could be better. I respect that move.
Yeah, I mean, it's showing that he wants to win, and that winning is important to him. And I think that is a question mark that a lot of people have had, at least outside of his locker room. Fans, people that talk about it, oh, is he committed? Is he in shape? Is he this? Is he that? I've had questions as well. But this is big, showing, just from a mindset, because it's easy, very, very, very easy, I would imagine, to opt into making $47 million a year. Like, hey, y'all figure out the rest. You know what I mean? I need that. You saw Russell Westbrook. He opted into that joint. He had videos up, chilling, cruising. Hey, God bless America, man. We talk about the bad, but you definitely got to talk about the good too. And this is definitely a part of it. But it'll be interesting to see how Philly builds out this roster around Joel Embiid. As you mentioned, could have easily been an MVP last year in the league. So it'll be interesting to see how they build around. It's a big move, team-wise, locker room-wise, for James Harden. I think, like, okay, he committed. He want us to, okay.
And like I said, it's a huge move. You know what I mean? Because if you sit around the table with your representation and say, "Hey, look, man, we can opt in for these 47 M's," and you go around.
That would have been the end of the conversation right there with my representation.
So for him to be like, you know what, nah, I think he really had to take a step back and just kind of analyze everything, like, regardless if you think you were 47 or not, but to be able to just say, hey, look, this is what I'll do. Because he probably know, like, this probably might be the last run for him.
Yeah.
This could be the last run for him. Because I don't see him in the shape like a LeBron. I'm trying to see who else who's kind of done it for a long, long time. Just as far as how we've seen him come in the past couple.
Even like Steph 34 right now. He coming off his best playoff run.
Yeah.
So
kind of see him in that group of guys. So we'll see.
He's still gonna get that bag. You know what I mean? I'm sure he probably not gonna be 47, but he'll probably get. He may get 40, and then the next year it may be higher and higher. Depending, I don't know how the NBA deals necessarily work, but I'm sure he ain't gonna be missing too much of that money, and he's one of the faces of the league.
Right.
Yeah, off court, Dumb Bray. He got his signature shoes, and as he should. James Harden, regardless of how you feel about his play last year, this and that and the third, his resume, what he's done in the league, you can't put a bunch of other top 75 player all time, and he could easily bounce back and have a great year next year. And the value that he's added to the franchises, to the NBA and the brand. A lot of people, oh, he's overpaid, he's stealing money. Nah, fuck that. He got that. Go ahead and get that. Get you some more.
Yeah.
But speaking of, some people will cut a little different in that, because there are some haters out there.
Oh, of course.
When people getting their bread. And when it's one of us, when it's somebody that's been in a fraternity or is in a fraternity, I feel a little way about that. That bothers me a little more than just, a fan or a hater or whatever. All-time great legend. You were an Orlando Magic fan.
Yeah.
Regardless of being a fan of the NBA, being a fan of sports, Shaq has been incredible. So I got nothing but positive things to say about Shaq. But except for this, I hate this quote right here we got from via the Big Podcast. And once again, it's a quote. Who knows the context of the conversation? But you think I'm happy Rudy Gobert is making $250 million? Yeah, we get mad. I think it's a little bit of truth in our criticism as well. So Gobert's current contract has a total value of $205 million. How you feel about them Shaq comments, man? And the old heads feeling some type of way about the youngest getting that bag.
You just took the words out of my mouth, man. It's like, and I hope I'm never one of them guys, man. Like one of the old heads talking about the young guys. You know what I'm saying? That's just the nature of the beast, and that's where you want the game to go. You want the game to go that way, where the guys can get their bread. Rudy Gobert, if you like it or not, he's one of the top big men in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, defensive, all NBA defensive teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's
multiple defensive player of the year winner.
So, like, you can't hate on that man. Like, and KD had kind of said it. He had said it. He was like, "Yo, Shaq, yo, you a billionaire, yo." Like let this man, like, if you like the game or not, if you feel as though you was 2 times, 3 times, 4 times better than that man, yeah, like, we not gonna disagree with that. But I'm with you on this, man. I don't like when the old heads, man, hating on the young guys getting their money, because at the end of the day, that's what we want to see, yo. We all want to see each other. Well, I ain't gonna say that. We all don't want to see that.
Most of us
want to see our, like you say, like, in that fraternity, we want to see everybody eat. You know what I'm saying? Know how tough it is out here. It's rough out here. Facts. So I hate to see it, man, but even
as a player, I remember, you look, oh shit, here we go. There we go. Got AB earlier, and that guys, I'll be back,
man. But yeah, y'all put your comments in on that, man. How y'all feel about Shaq comments on Rudy? And Shaq hasn't been the first person to say that. I think it's kind of been along the lines in different sports where obviously these contracts are getting crazy. Boys are getting this money, and sometimes cat. But yeah, man, Shaq can't be out here hating like that. Can't be hating like that. Until we get D-Bud back, we also want to talk about some other NBA news. Kyrie Irving, he opted in with the Brooklyn Nets. I definitely wanted to get D-Bud's opinion on that. Kyrie opting in, $36.5 million with the Brooklyn Nets. How do y'all see Kyrie opting in, helping the Brooklyn Nets? I still believe that with him and KD, that's still not enough. Still not enough. They gotta get some people around those two great basketball players for them to really, really make a run at that title next year. I think Kyrie's top 10 in the league. KD top 5 in the league. But it's gonna take more than just them two to really get Brooklyn where they want to be at. So it'll be interesting to see what the Brooklyn Nets are able to do, what type of people, what type of players they can get in the free agency to come out there and rock with them. Also in NBA news, I think this is something very, very, very interesting. I think he could go somewhere and really help a team win. Bradley Beal ended up opting out there in DC, out there in Chocolate City with the Wizards, man. So I think that's gonna set them back. Maybe if they can't decide to agree on something and get him back in the building. But Bradley Beal, if he can go somewhere and team up with somebody, I think that would be very, very interesting. Maybe him down there in Miami. They're 1 star short down there. Maybe if he even goes to Philly with James Harden, Joel Embiid, I think that would be a nice little three-man situation. So I'm excited. And obviously I think D-Buck kind of mentioned it before. Russ opting in out there with the Lakers. We're gonna see what the Lakers can do, man. Obviously, I have a new head coach, Darvin Ham. LeBron coming back for year 20. It's crazy to say that. Year 20, still playing at a high level. You got Russ coming back, man. We're gonna see. I think the person that holds this thing together, who has the key, is obviously Anthony Davis, man. Anthony Davis, if he can stay healthy, if he can stay on the court, if he can play the way that we all know he can play, but he has to do that for a season. I think the Lakers would be something special. They would be scary. But if it was a fifth, we always know we all be drunken. But there you go. You go D-Buck. Got D-Buck back.
Oh, we back. That wasn't Spectrum. I'm blaming this one on StreamYard. It's a StreamYard. Tighten up, StreamYard.
Nah, I think that's what it was. I don't think it was my Spectrum neither. It was my StreamYard early on my computer.
See?
But
Tighten up, StreamYard. But what else? You move on from the Shaq stuff?
Yeah, I did. You know, I just I kind of said like, got to get the hate out the blood. I just out of some of the old heads be feeling that way, not just only in the NBA but across the sports, just because the bag is different. You know what I mean? The bag is different, and they're comparing themselves to the players that's in the game now. Say, oh, I'm better than him. I was better than him. Yeah, you probably are, but the economics were different then.
Big facts.
You know what I mean? The economics were different. So don't hate on the young boys, man, getting their bread. But I started talking about, obviously you seen with the Kyrie opting in, but with Bradley Beal, he opted out there at the Wizards, and then him possibly going to some situations, some different teams that could really help some teams.
We could use him down here in the Yayo.
That's what I said. I say, down there in Miami. Sure, if you even look over there at Philly with Harden taking less bread, Harden, Bill, and Joel, that's a nice little look.
Still got that
you got Max.
Got that Tobias contract too, though.
Yeah, so
Tobias got that dumb bag.
I didn't even mention John Wall signing with the Clippers.
I like that.
How that looks.
I like that move.
So
I really like that move. Clippers got a deep roster. Obviously, Reggie Jackson is a good point as well. I think Reggie is going to end up being the best backup point guard in the league. You bring John Wall in. Obviously assuming that he can stay healthy. Same with Kawhi Leonard. Same with Paul George, honestly. That's the biggest question mark with that team, with that roster. Good coach, Lou, but top to bottom, solid roster. If they can stay healthy, man, they could be a problem out there in that West with the addition of John Wall, who, once again, God bless America. You look at how much money he's been making the last 3-4 years compared to how much he's been actually playing.
Hey.
Ooh. But Kyrie, you talked about this already?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's obviously I think that's big. It'll be interesting to see if them boys can run it back and shake something.
Man, like I said though, it got to be more than KD and Kyrie though.
We got Ben Simmons too, baby. No question marks with Ben Simmons.
I mean, if that was the missing piece, then we're gonna see.
I tell you one thing. I played. I don't play 2K much anymore, but I played my brother the other day, and I said, man, let me go get these nets before this shit break up. I should have problem on the game. Ben Simmons, you got Ben, you got Kyrie, you got KT.
Man,
I know this ain't the video game, but
talking about no damn video game.
Hey, I know this ain't 2K, but ooh,
hell nah.
We got DeJounte Murray.
Hey,
young all-star, moving from the Spurs to the Hawks. I mean, I don't know. I guess the Spurs are maybe thinking long-term. Maybe they want to build.
No, they gotta be thinking about long-term. Shit.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Because young boy nice. Young boy is a hooper, and putting him in that backcourt with Trey. Trey needs, some help. We'll see if they lock up John Collins. But Atlanta could potentially, take a step. I don't think, over there, you got the Bucks over there. Yeah, Philly, we'll see what Philly does. You still got my Heat down here.
Still a long way. Still a long way in that East.
Yeah, they're a long way, man. Trey is a guy who's getting better, but you saw when he got in the playoffs, that shit got a little different. But he got some help, man. This is big. This is a very talented backcourt. NBA free agency gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all have them alerts on tonight.
Mm-hmm. What else we got? We talked about that. Want to jump into this AFC East?
Yeah, you jump into it real quick. My 2 cents.
Then got the AFC East preview. Pats, Bills, Jets, Fins. There go the odds right there. Obviously, the Bills coming in as a favorite, minus 180 according to FanDuel Sports Book. New England Patriots second, plus 400. Dolphins tied with the New England Patriots for the second best odds in the division at plus 400. And then you got the Jets down there at plus 2,000. Yeah, any chance the Jets surprise us all?
And win the division?
Yeah.
No. But I do think the Jets. I do think the Jets make a jump this year.
What did they win? 3 games last year?
Yeah, I do think they make a jump this year. And again, I'm a firm believer in knowing how to win, and knowing how to win is being clutch in small moments, but big moments to the game. Like 2 minute, 4 minute, third down, red zone.
Yep.
And that comes with gelling with one another. Quarterback knowing what the OC wants, OC knowing, hey, this is where my young quarterback is good at defensively, buying into the system, and that just takes time. Being with one another. You know what I mean? So I do feel as though the Jets will take some steps this year. Last year, I think they played really tough on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, you got the young quarterback Zach Wilson. He gonna have some learning pains. You know what I mean? So I won't say the Jets will win less than 3 games, but I do think they'll have I do think the Jets will have a jump. I think they'll win more than 5 games this year.
Ooh.
I say they win more than 5.5. I got over 5.5 with the Jets this year.
Okay, we got the props on the screen. Once again, FanDuel Sportsbook, the over-under is set at 5.5 wins for the mighty New York Jets. AB's taking the over. And AB took the over, and then he just got up out of here after that. So AB took the over. I don't think he believed that shit. I think that's why he left. But he took the over. Do Jets win? Okay, he back. So he might really believe that shit then.
Damn, my fault.
So he took the
over 5.5.
Over 5.5. Okay, so we move on to the Dolphins. Obviously, the Dolphins have done it seems like everything in their power to give Tua his best opportunity. I don't think it was the right move to move on from Brian Flores at the head coach position, but they did for reasons that, known and unknown. Brought in Mike McDaniels, guy very popular in league circles, offensive-minded guy. You also brought in Tyreek Hill, one of the best weapons at the receiver position. Cedric Wilson, a good receiver, came over from Dallas. Did they get the running backs? What's that running back? Mostert, Edmonds. We got Teron Armstead on left tackle. So you made some moves.
Yeah.
You made some moves, Dolphins. And as we saw earlier, got the second best odds in the division, tied with the Patriots to win this thing. And their projected win totals at 8.5 wins. How you see my Dolphins shaking out this year? I'm going to say.
I'm going to go over.
I'm going to go over too.
I'm going to go over.
I'm going to go over too. I'm going to say we're a 10-win ball club.
I'm going to go over. Y'all need to be. Y'all need to be.
We're close last year.
Nobody care about none of that, but y'all need to be. With the moves that you guys made, this Tyreek Hill hopefully
big splash
does wonders for your quarterback. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. I hope so though. Hope so. I think the defense is in good hands. Got some playmakers on that side of the ball. Some guys that can turn the ball over and be able to get the ball back into his hands in that offense. So I'll give y'all over 8.5. I'll give y'all.
Okay. Appreciate that, man. I think Tua takes a step. Got the weapons around him. Obviously, Waddle going into the second year as well with his quarterback. Got a lot of speed on that offense. Mike Gesicki still there on offense.
Hey, Tua. Hey, no.
This is it, Tua. This the year.
Hey, no excuses.
This is the year.
No excuses.
Now, the best quarterback, in my opinion, the quarterback who had the best season last year, I should say, Mac Jones out there in Indy, will have a new. What'd you say?
What'd you say? You good?
What, you didn't hear me?
Say that. You said Mac Jones out there and where?
What did I say? New England? What I said?
I'm gonna make sure my dog good. You know what I'm saying?
Mac Jones up there in New England, man, representing the Pats.
Okay.
Who bringing those 5 jerseys back too this year? The red jerseys. Still got my helmet. Hold on.
Bringing these. And you said he was the best.
He was the best quarterback as a rookie last year. He had the best. Yeah, out of the 5 guys who got drafted.
Okay.
I would put him up there at the top. Going into his second year with Joe Judge or Matty P calling the plays for him. You got decent weapons around him, but it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Their win total is set at the same 8.5 wins, which is, crazy for Patriots going into the season. But 8.5 wins.
I got the over.
You take the over there too.
Yeah, I'll take the over for the and I'm just strictly off of the coaching, who's running that team, game planning, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, they'll win 5 games off of that for sure. You know what I'm saying? So I got them over 8.5.
All right, so we got them over 8.5. So shit. Hey, B might have the Patriots, the AFC East been the best team in best division in the league.
Nah, I ain't say that shit.
You got the Jets winning 8 games.
No,
you got the Dolphins winning 10.
Hold on. Hold on. The Jets is over 5.5. I have them winning more than 5.5 games, which is 6. That's still them. That shit. That's still gonna put you the bottom third of the league. And then so with the Jets, not the Jets, but with the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots, 8.5. 9 wins in a 17-game season. Shit, that might get you in. That might not get you. It might not. So
okay, and then the guys at the top, the Buffalo Bills. I think they one of the betting favorites to win it all this year. Obviously, with Josh Allen and Cole coming back, and they're obviously the favorite in this division. But their over/under is at 11.5.
Over, baby. Over, baby.
The over, God. I'm taking that over too. I like him to win 13 games this year. It could very well be 14-3 this year. Because every game they're going into, especially in their division, they have the significant edge at the quarterback position. In my opinion, obviously, you got Diggs, you got Davis, you got Knox, you got weapons all up and down on both sides of the ball. For the Bills, great coaching staff. They did lose their offensive coordinator, which we talked about. We talked about that with Stephon Diggs when we were out in Vegas. But they're confident in the guy that they have. But this would be interesting. But I got them 12+ wins. I got this team at a 13-14 win team this year.
Man, I think everybody's expecting huge
high expectations
from the Buffalo Bills this year, man. And I think a lot of people are for it, man. I don't see too many Buffalo Bills haters out there. I think they like to see the Buffalo Bills back at the top, how they once were back in the 90s, with Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, and them guys. But yeah, man, I got the Bills in the bowl this year, man. I got the Bills in the AFC Championship this year.
AFC Championship, you heard it here first. Now the Kansas City Chiefs have ended their seasons the last couple of times here. We'll see if they take that next step. Now, Josh Allen took huge steps under Brian Daboll. We saw what Allen was coming into the league, and then what he was last year. So it will be interesting to see. It's Ken Dorsey, right? I think Ken Dorsey taking over as OC.
Ken Dorsey.
Okay. So Ken Dorsey will be the new OC and he's been around. He's been around the game. Obviously, Josh Allen, being a pro, got a ton of reps under his belt as a player, as a quarterback. So I'm sure he'll be confident going into this season. But coaching is important, and we'll see. We'll see how important it is to this scheme and this offense and these players. But he got great players over there. We talked about Diggs, J.A. I think Gabriel Davis had bills on that year he had last year. It's gonna be a good one, man.
A great one, man. It's
gonna be a great one. But all right, there you have it, man. The AFC East preview. So y'all thought AFC West was tough. You ain't know what AB had in store for this AFC East, baby. Shit, I know everybody gonna be over AFC West already.
Hey, it's I don't know, man. It might be tough though, cause shit, like you set your joint with 4 wins. Yeah, I'm gonna get you over. Shit, like I'm gonna give you the over. Like that's just me. I got a good heart. I think you can win 5 games out of 7. Hey. I think you can win 5.
Better keep your heart at that ticket. I'm gonna put the Jets right at 5 wins, 5-12.
Man, they gonna make a big jump this year, man. Watch what I tell you, man.
They got the under for me. I'm gonna be real with you.
I hope you always
be real with you. I'm not a believer. I'm not a big believer in Zach Wilson right now. And hopefully I'm wrong. I root for everybody to do great. I ain't a big believer in Zach Wilson right now. So I would say they got the worst quarterback in the division. Young, yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with that. No, I wouldn't disagree with that. And I wouldn't say he was. I wouldn't disagree with that. But again, like I just feel like you'll make a big jump. He's gonna make a big jump. And typically, as a 4-year starter, this is kind of when you make your biggest jump. One of your jumps from your first year to your second year. And with him playing a full year last year, seeing a bunch of different type of, things defensively, this should be a huge year for him. You know what I mean? And it's a maturation process. So
you went and got a tight end from Cincy, I believe, CJ Uzomah, good weapon. You went and drafted who most believe was the best receiver in this draft class, Garrett Wilson. So we shall see.
Yep.
But appreciate y'all for rocking with us.
As always,
man. And we'll see y'all. Not Monday is the 4th. The 4th of July. So people be celebrating. We may not be here Monday, but we got something special for y'all coming up. Something special, something different, something live. It's gonna be fun, man. So y'all tap in. Stay tapped into the social pages, and we'll keep you updated on that. But you got anything else before we get up out of here?
Man, that's it, man. Y'all have a good weekend, safe weekend, man. Health is wealth, baby.
Y'all do that. I just got the word. I just got Pat. Just hit me. I'm be jumping on Pat show in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So y'all tap into that too, man. We'll see y'all next week. Enjoy your 4th. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe.
Peace.
Gone. Boo, 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 boo. I can't wait for this race, man. All right. All right, bro.
All right, bro.
Boo, boo, boo.